Hello, welcome to Easy English. Today, I thought I'd give you a broad tour of the accents you'll hear when in the UK. And as most of us are either in lockdown or unable to meet and travel, I found 10 great UK films you should watch that can also give you a great example of the differences of dialect across the UK. Let's go. Now, when most people, notably Americans, think of a British or UK accent, I'm going to make a guess that most people think of the great performance by Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins. Oh, Joe! Hello! Number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, you say? Alright, come along with me. Now his accent is more likely to be found not here, but here, I think. Van Dyke was attempting, I think, to do the famous Cockney accent, an accent found around the southeast of England, but most notably in London. And what a great place to start, as there are plenty of great films set in London featuring this accent, but my pick for you is actually set in Spain. Sexy Beast features King of the Cockneys Ray Winstone in this 2000s crime thriller directed by Londoner Jonathan Glazer. Ray Winstone plays Gal, a retired bank robber who's living out his life in the Spanish sun with his wife and best friends. He's paid a surprise visit by violent lunatic and ex-boss Don Logan, played by the brilliant Oscar-winning knight Sir Ben Kingsley. No. And his approach to come out of retirement for one last job. It's a stylishly made film with a non-linear story with one of the best intro sequences you'll see in a UK movie. The three main male characters display convincing accents that you'll hear if you spend time around London and the South East. Next up, we have the literally named West Country accent, personified in the 2007 action comedy film Hot Fuzz, created by West Country director Edgar Wright. The film centres on Nicholas Angel, a by-the-book London policeman who is sent to the West Country to the sleepy, picturesque Somerset village of Sandford, which triggers a set of mysterious deaths. The film parodies and makes homage to most Hollywood cop films and shows why Edgar Wright is considered one of the best UK directors. The film also gives you a great insight into the harsh, yet slightly humorous West Country accent. Yarp. Moving north, we cross the Severn Bridge into Wales for our next film, 2010 Submarine, directed by English comedian Richard Ayoade. Set around the industrial areas and beaches of South Wales, between Swansea and Cardiff, this 90s comedy drama is a coming-of-age story about a Welsh boy struggling with social awkwardness at school, dealing with popularity in relationships, whilst also dealing with family dynamics due to the arrival of his mother's ex-boyfriend. Set to a score by Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys, Submarine's lead character is a born and bred Welshman, displaying one of the more interesting dialects in the UK. Next we move to the Midlands, and specifically Nottingham for a rites of passage story, the 2006 skinhead drama by Midlander Shane Meadows, This Is England. Set in the 80s after the Falklands War and the beginnings of the National Front, the film dives into the UK's subcultures of new romantics, rockers, goths, and most importantly skinheads. We follow Sean as he befriends a group of partying skinheads who are infiltrated by a more serious white nationalist movement. This affecting drama is a personal favourite of mine, with a great period soundtrack and an improvised script. This Is England is a superb movie, with some local Midlanders playing the roles of Lowell and Milky. Moving to the east of England, we have our newest movie, 2019's Yesterday, written and directed by British movie juggernauts Richard Curtis, of Bridget Jones and Love Actually fame, and Danny Boyle, better known for directing Slumdog Millionaire, 28 Days Later, and the 2012 London Olympic ceremony. Yesterday is a fantasy comedy movie about a struggling Lowestoft musician, Jack, who, after an accident, wakes up to an alternate reality where no one other than him knows the Beatles ever existed. Jack takes the opportunity to propel his career using the plagiarised music, but quickly has to make moral decisions not only about his newly found fame, but also his relationships. The film's main protagonist is played by an East Englander, Himesh Patel, and the film also features another Eastern megastar, Suffolk's Ed Sheeran. Next up, we're heading to Yorkshire for 1997's cult classic, The Full Monty. Set during the decay of Sheffield's steel industry in the 70s, the film follows 6 former steelworking men as they struggle with unemployment and decide to form a male striptease act that goes all the way. The Full Monty. A true underdog story featuring many of Yorkshire and Sheffield's own, and a great Yorkshire accent by Scottish actor Robert Carlyle. This feel-good movie will always be known for its hilarious unemployment line scene set to Donna Summer's Hot Stuff. Check it out. Robert Carlyle also features in our next film as he goes back home to Scotland for their best movie of the last 25 years. Nope, not Braveheart, but 1996's Trainspotting. Yet another Danny Boyle film to add to the list. Trainspotting is a dark comedy drama set in Edinburgh about a group of friends immersed in the early 90s drug scene as the main character Renton, played by fellow Scot Ewan McGregor, tries to escape the allure and influence of heroin and the psychotic Begbie, played by the aforementioned Robert Carlyle. Moving across the Irish Sea, we have our next film, 2008's prison drama Angr, directed by London's Steve McQueen, known for his Oscar-winning film 12 Years a Slave. As with most films about Northern Ireland, the IRA is a common subject. Set in Northern Ireland's Maze Prison, Angr follows Bobby Sands, played by German-born but Irish-bred Michael Fassbender, as he leads the inmates in a hunger strike. You'll hear plenty to get a good taste of the Irish accent, and the film is worth seeing purely for the intense 17-minute one-take shot. Back across the Irish Sea and into northwest England for something a bit lighter and more musical is Michael Winterbottom's 2002 comedy biography 24 Hour Party People. This loose retelling of Manchester's Manchester years loosely follows TV presenter Tony Wilson through the late 70s into the early 90s alternative music scene. It dramatises real events, rumours and urban legends related to the birth of the Sex Pistols, Happy Mondays, Joy Division and their development into New Order. The film features guest appearances from a whole host of famous musicians from that era, including the bands mentioned. This is a must for any UK music fans, as the soundtrack alone is incredible. Lastly, we head to the northeast for our final film, 2000's family drama Billy Elliot. Set in County Durham and similar to the full Monty, it follows a working class family in the 80s during the coal mine closures. A young local Jamie Bell plays protagonist Billy, who's in the line to join his father and eldest brother in the mines once he's finished with school and his extracurricular activities at the local boxing gym. However, Billy has other plans and secretly swaps boxing for ballet, which opens up on traditional family structures and social prescriptions. So there you go. Get searching and let me know what you think, or if you have any other great regional UK films to recommend in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, Mary Poppins.
Oh, it's you! Hello!
Oh, Joe! Moving across the Irish Sea, Sean Connery. Yes, money. 3. Oh my God.